Hey everyone, we're going to take a look at rights of criminals. Criminals are people too, especially what cops can and can't do and what protections you have if you ever get running with the law. So we're going to start today by just looking at the Fourth Amendment, and then there'll be a second set of notes and video on the Fifth, Sixth, and Eighth Amendment. So let's start with the Fourth Amendment. So we're going to do these questions in class, so I'm going to skip through those. But really, the Fourth Amendment focuses on searching and seizures. Okay, so what can cops do? What can law enforcement do? What they can't do, and why can't they do that? So here is the Fourth Amendment to the Constitution. All right, and we're going to really focus on the words in red, more in class, but really looking at what does it mean. Okay. When can cops go through your stuff? When do you have to let someone in? When do you not have to let them in? How are you protected? How are you not protected? Okay, so first thing, okay, what is considered a search? So your house, okay, your car, all right, your body, all right, drug tests, that's your body, that'll be considered a search. Wiretapping, phone tapping, checking internet records, Google records, email, text messages, all those things now in the 21st century fall into the searches. Okay, so this is right out of the amendment. Okay, areas that are protected. You as a person, okay, can't just be strip searched because the cops want to find something. All right, your house, your papers. So again, these are emails, medical records. Government records, your phone records, okay, anything that would be a records trace. And then effects is just your stuff, okay? So whether it's your bag or your locker or your car, okay, there are protections for you, okay? So in the amendment, it says that, the government or law enforcement cannot search without a warrant. So what is a warrant? All right, so warrant is a legal document that the police would get from a judge authorizing them to make a search of a premise. So generally when cops would come to your house, okay, as you can see the doormat come back with a warrant, they would have to have a signed warrant from a judge to search your house, okay. Again, these protections are set in place because during the time these amendments are added, 1790s, we just got out of the Revolutionary War with Great Britain, and there's some protections that the Founding Fathers want to make sure are secure for future generations. Okay, so there's sometimes when a warrant is not needed. Okay, now, couple of these things here. Person commits a crime, cop sees it, they don't need to go get a warrant to search your stuff. Okay, so minor traffic violations, taking drugs, weapons during a minor traffic violation, they don't need a warrant to do that. They have probable cause. Okay, they do not need a warrant to drug testing at work, and that's what we're going to really look at, the difference between can your parents do this versus school versus the government versus cops? Okay. Again, plain sight. If the cops are the cop walking down the street and they see, you have a meth lab in your living room and your shades are open, they can go in. They don't need to go to a judge and get a warrant. Okay. Sometimes there's not enough time for a warrant. Okay. Sometimes these things are found in pursuit of a criminal, so they're chasing a criminal and then they come along evidence in that pursuit. So again, they don't always need a warrant. In these circumstances, when there's probable cause, the cops have more leeway. Okay, so the apple from the poison tree here would be the exclusionary rule. All right, and we'll talk about this case more in class. But basically, any evidence that's obtained illegally can't be used. All right, so the bloody knife that you used to kill somebody is on the kitchen counter. They don't see it. cops break into your house illegally and find that weapon, it's got your DNA and the blood of the victim, you're screwed. They can't use it. Okay, that's the exclusionary rule. And this protects criminals so that cops and law enforcement follow a set of guidelines to go through the procedures. Okay, but again, if the evidence, if the cops acted in good faith, all right, and they can prove that the evidence would have been discovered by legal means, that sometimes it can be used. Most of the time, again, if it's taken illegally, it's going to be thrown out. But there are some loopholes that will or could allow that evidence to be used in court. Okay, so you look on here, again, kind of this flow chart. All right, did they execute it in good faith? Was it inevitable that they were going to find it? Okay, you know, the murder weapon is underneath your bed. Well, it's not inevitable, you know, that they're going to find that. Okay, so we'll look at this a little more and talk about what type of evidence can be used. Okay, so again, how a judge examines this. Okay, were rights violated? All right, was it a state official? All right, so government official. Was it a private person? This is a big one here, probable cause. Was there a cause for that search? Okay, you know, you can't just be randomly stopped for no reason, okay, and then they find something on you. They didn't have probable cause to do that, okay? Obviously, is there good faith? Was there a warrant? All right, and, you know, did it have the exclusionary rule? So a judge is going to look at all this to see what evidence can be used, what can't be used, all right? Supreme Court ruled that, you know, cops can search autos if there's probable cause, if they believe that there is evidence or illegal substance or contraband in the car. You are on a public road most of the time, and most of the time that you're being stopped, it's for some illegal activity. Yes, speeding is an illegal activity. So that will lead to probable cause, if needed, to search out your vehicle. Okay. Searches in schools, again, a little different. Supreme Court ruled in New Jersey versus TLO that the police do not need a warrant, okay, or sometimes probable cause to search through students' bags, lockers, cars on student property. All that's needed is that they believe that they broke a school rule. Okay, so again, school rules and law are quite different. Okay, so we're going to look at this a lot more, but basically, you know, they can have a backpack search. You can't say, oh, I have my Fourth Amendment rights. You can't search my stuff. No, that doesn't work. Okay, and we'll look at this case a little bit more again. So that's it. Okay, for the search and seizure. All right, we'll do a lot more activities with this in class, and I'll see you guys later. Peace.